Okay, still working with gradients. We're going to run through this last little bit of the exercise, although we have touched on a fair amount of it previously. But in order to change the gradient direction, radius, or origin, we want to fill an object with a gradient. So we're going to create an object. It's already filled with a gradient because I had the gradient in the fill box. If I wanted to change that, which I think I'll try to change it with a little bit more of just a different color at this point in time. To change the direction of a linear gradient, click where you want the gradient to start and drag in the direction you want it to appear. You have to make sure that you select the gradient tool first. That's in the toolbox, or G, and then you just click and drag. Now this is kind of cool because now if you just move your cursor slightly over this gradient tool, you'll see that you can also change the stops. You can also rotate it just simply by waiting until your cursor changes to a rotate tool. So the tool in and of itself has a lot of different options on it that allow you to make changes as you're drawing. To change the radius of a radial or elliptical gradient, we can position the gradient tool on the arrow of the gradient annotator in the object and drag to set the radius. So again, to change the radius of a radial or elliptical, position the gradient tool on the arrow of the gradient annotator, and I am saying that correctly, right? Minimize that. All right, and you'll see that this allows you to change it. If you watch the little cursor below the cursor, the little dialogue, it's not really a dialogue, the little notation at the end of the cursor, that will tell you can scale it, or you can also, as I showed previously, rotate it. You can even change the colors by clicking and dragging. And if you want to add a color, see how the cursor changes to the plus? Just click there and it adds another color stop. And so the best way to work with the tool is just simply work with it. Click, drag, and drop. And remember that if you've got a change that you're not necessarily pleased with, you can always go up to the gradient, click on either that to change the colors. You can remove the stops. That isn't very much of a change. You can choose the stops and then bring up the swatches panel and or come up here and add a swatch color to that particular stop. All right, we're going to click on the, going to make sure this is selected, which now it's selected, and then I can change that color stop. I can change it again from linear to radial, and again change the angle, as well as the aspect ratio. And there you go. And that's it for the gradient. Next we'll follow a little bit about how you can create some of the other color options, color library. Let me see if I can find this here for you. We'll go under window, and you're going to go under color. And you can do color themes, color guide, and color. We've touched on a bit of that as well, but we'll spend a little bit more time with that in the next video. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.